TheAdvocateChannel.com looks at the world through the lens of equality and inclusion. Subscribe, like, and share now. AC 24/7's Top Story Countdown continues with our producer's pick for number 3.
This is the last time we saw the Wagner leader departing the Russian city he'd essentially taken over at the weekend, amid cheers from supporters. Now Yevgeny Prigozhin is speaking out for the first time since agreeing to call off the armed rebellion that shook the Kremlin to its core. In an 11-minute recording, Prigozhin denies aiming to challenge the Russian president.
The purpose of the march was to prevent the destruction of Wagner and the prosecution of those who made a huge number of mistakes in the course of the special military operation due to their unprofessional actions. Society demanded this, and all the soldiers who saw us supported us.
But on Russian state television, damage control is already in full swing after a weekend of mayhem. Prigozhin's armed rebellion has failed, the presenter says. Russians stood in a united front for President Putin, she declares. But few doubt how weakened events of the past few days have left Russia's leader. But now, for the first time since the rebellion ended, Vladimir Putin has addressed the nation too, in a short speech condemning the rebellion as treachery, something Putin has in the past said he would not forgive.
They wanted Russian soldiers to kill each other, to kill military personnel and civilians, so that in the end Russia would lose and our society would split, choke in bloody civil strife.
What will become of Yevgeny Prigozhin now, whether he will be prosecuted or not, remains unclear. Although he did appear to confirm for the first time that he may indeed take a Kremlin offer to head to Belarus and resume Wagner's operations from there. That may no longer be on the table for a once loyal Putin ally who appears to have made a dangerous enemy in the Kremlin.
Like the Advocate Channel on Facebook for the best way to get updated stories that advocate for equality, justice, our rights, and more. AC 24/7 continues with today's top 2 pick.
A brief revolt in Russia complicating the fight on the front line in Ukraine. Now, as Prigozhin halts his uprising and relocates to Belarus as part of an agreement to avoid Russian bloodshed, Wagner's future on the battlefield is uncertain.
The purpose of the march was to prevent the destruction of the Wagner PMC and the prosecution of those who made a huge number of mistakes in the course of the special military operation due to their unprofessional actions. The society demanded this. All the soldiers who saw us supported us.
Eager to accelerate the halting start of their counteroffensive, the Ukrainian military claimed a spate of advances over the weekend. The Russian Defense Ministry has yet to comment on the Ukrainian claims. In the southeast, Ukrainian troops claimed to liberate the village of Rivnopil. Ukrainian armed forces said they cleared a strategic Russian position on the western bank of the Seversky Donetsk-Donbass Canal. And in the long embattled town of Bakhmut, Ukrainian troops said they made gains on territory that Wagner fighters fought mercilessly to claim for months. The battle in Bakhmut unfolded in close quarters among the trenches, some fighting even taking place at point-blank range, a Ukrainian commander said. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky visited the front lines of Donetsk to praise the efforts of the troops to advance.
Ukraine is proud of each and every one of you. You are tough, strong, are real Ukrainians. Everyone in the country understands that you are with us. Those who are not on the front line, everyone knows you are doing the most difficult work right now.
Despite these small territorial gains, the front lines remain largely unchanged. While Ukraine has claimed some tactical success, it remains to be seen whether it's enough to turn the tide of war.
Follow the Advocate channel on Twitter and Instagram to stay updated on stories that matter every day. We're now at our #1 story of the day. Take a look.
At Brooklyn Gardens Elementary School in East New York,
Good morning. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bien, gracias.
kids who are falling behind in reading get extra help.
Can you tell me, Jaden?
S-H.
S-H. What sound does S make? Oh, you already put them together.
Like 6-year-old Jaden Jacobs.
Jaden's word is cup.
Cup? C-U-P.
The first grader began the school year reading at a kindergarten level. Then the school launched a high-impact tutoring program in January.
How old are you, Jaden?
I'm older.
6.
3 times a week, Jaden meets in a small group with a tutor from Brain Trust, a company that relies on the science of reading, using evidence-based methods, like teaching kids to sound out word and letter combinations.
I would like you, right here, to write the word wish. Step 3.
Done.
His reading scores have risen some 60%, and he's now at grade level.
I like reading because that's my thing. I like reading comic books, regular books, and hard books, but not insane. Because insane might have a lot of words. Probably when I'm searching, I can read those big books.
With new skills has come new confidence.
His excitement for school is phenomenal. He loves to come to school. As he's reading, he's able to decode words, right? And I'm like, how did you know that? He says, oh, I know. And he'll say, Mommy, I could do that. I learned this in school.
City officials say 51% of New York elementary students are not reading proficiently. And the problem is worse for children of color, with 63% of Latino students and 64% of Black students not proficient. So New York City public schools are changing the way reading is taught across the city, ditching less effective methods like guessing words based on the context of a sentence.
This is the beginning of something new.
In the most significant overhaul since the early 2000s, the NYC Reads program will standardize instruction, requiring schools to choose one of 3 approved curricula. The goal, to ensure that every child is on grade level no later than 3rd grade.
Reading is everything, literacy is everything, and it's not just reading, it's writing, it's also language development.
It's a massive undertaking for the nation's largest school system, with over 1 million students across more than 1,800 schools. About half the city's 32 districts will begin the new curricula this fall, the other half in fall 2024. But Brooklyn Gardens has gotten a head start. It began implementing one of the new reading curricula just before the pandemic. That's because this majority Black and Latino school is in a district deemed in need of improvement. Many students' families are struggling economically. Nearly 30% live in temporary housing, and the school qualifies for federal funding to help with interventions like tutoring, so the most vulnerable children don't fall further behind.
Because a lot of our students are not on grade level, we have a curriculum that supports students in reading and writing. Every single student who was a part of this program made progress.
One of Brain Trust's founders says more cities and states should follow New York's lead on overhauling reading instruction and providing extra support to students who need it.
The important aspect right now is to recognize what does work and double down. So a lot of states are moving towards the science of reading, but not fast enough. I think when the biggest district in the country focuses on the science of reading and correlates that to the data and the results of literacy, that is a North Star for every other city to take notice.
Thanks for watching the Advocate Channel's top stories. We're on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Follow, like, and share, or check out advocatechannel.com for even more stories that advocate for you.